Good morning. Can you hear me? Yeah. Without the 2 degrees, 2 Ronnies, the 3 degrees. Welcome. Thank you for inviting us. It's a great opportunity for us to come and to present education and how we can support enhanced, advanced and consultant level practice. So introductions, I'm Jonathan Thomas and I'm an Associate Professor for Advanced Practice, and I'm also the Programme Lead for MC Advanced Practice in Healthcare and the Advanced Practice in Primary Care Programmes. I'm also the Chair of WAPN, which is the Welsh Advanced Practice Educators Network, and I'm going to hand you over to my fabulous colleagues.
Good morning, bore da. I'm Anna Jones. I'm the Director of Learning and Teaching for Postgraduate Taught and CPD at the School of Healthcare Sciences at Cardiff University. I'm also part of WAPN with my lovely colleagues here, either side of me. And I'm also the Deputy Chair for the Association of Advanced Practice Educators UK, which is a UK-wide network of individuals across HEIs. I think we have 100 members so far. 104 members across the UK. So it's a hugely influential group that offers us the opportunity to network and share good practice. I'll hand you over to my other colleague.
Thank you, diolch yn fawr. So I'm Ffion. Hands up if you're from North Wales. Yeah, high five. So I'm the lead for advanced clinical practice in Bangor University. I'm also the lead for all the prescribing programmes in Bangor University. And I'm also part of WAPN. So I'm not as experienced as my colleagues here because I've only been doing the lead role for about 18 months, but I'm learning very quickly. So it's good to be here, despite the 40-minute delay on the train because of sheep on the line.
Thank you both. So I thought we'd just start by talking about WAPN because it's important to set the scene. So WAPN, as you can see, is made up of these 5 HEIs that deliver advanced practice education. So Cardiff, Bangor, Swansea, USW and Wrexham got together in December 2021. And we decided to get together because there was that need to work in collaboration. We were working in silos and we had the same challenges and the same issues. And then we decided to get together just to have a mourn more than anything else. And then it just snowballed. And then what happened? Scotland decided to jump on the bandwagon and they developed SAPN, Scottish Advanced Practice Educators Network. And Humberside adopted the APN and they became HAPN. I should have patented it. But it's been very good because we've worked in collaboration with Scotland and we've understood what Scotland are doing. But more importantly, Scotland understand what we are doing. And this morning, I think somebody said about showcasing what we're doing in Wales, and that's what we've been doing. But then you can see up there, API. And we love an acronym in education. We got HEIs, API, WAPN, SAPN. So API, as Anna said, Anna is our Deputy Chair, and I'm Membership Secretary for it. And we've got 105 HEIs across UK and Channel Islands. And API stands for Association of Advanced Practice Educators. Education? Yeah, educators. And we sit very much, WAPN sits within API. And it's sharing what we're doing in Wales with API. But we're very much involved with England's work. So we've got an understanding of what HEs are doing with advanced practice. We've got an understanding of Northern Ireland and Scotland. So we've got that platform, that footing, which is great. And then the other thing just to say about WAPN, I feel like I'm plugging this big, but we've got international partners. So we've got established links with Rotterdam, Western Australia, and Texas. We've got an education event actually Monday, and they're very keen and very excited to know what's going on with Wales, believe it or not. Yeah. So we'll update them from this on Monday. So that's about us in a nutshell, and we work very strongly now across Wales as HEIs. There we are. So I'm going to talk about enhanced education, and then my colleagues are going to follow on with consultant and advanced. So when we had the brief to talk about enhanced education, I thought, oh gosh, what am I going to talk about? because I'm very much ingrained in advanced. But then I stepped back and I thought, well, actually, I do deliver enhanced practice and we do offer it. And we offer it in Swansea and we offer it across all the other HEIs in Wales. So looking at that, level 6 and level 7 modules, and it's in the framework, and that's what we are delivering. So for example, in Swansea, we've been running an enhanced practice programme at BSc and MSc level for a long time. And we've also got a dedicated one for the midwives and our paramedics. And it does what it says on the tin in terms of it's preparing those students within their own area of practice to develop and understand their needs and education. So they're allowed to set their own learning objectives, which comes out in the framework, develop a portfolio of evidence to demonstrate they've achieved those objectives, and a narrative. And it attracts the students that are set in the portfolio around enhanced level. In terms of the appetite I can see down there. So it was interesting to see level 6 and level 7. And is level 6 education dying out? And that's one of my thoughts. I would probably say not from experience, because we do get people who want to do modules and they've got a master's degree. So they say to me, why do I want to do another master's level module to enhance my practice? Can I just do a degree level? There's debate for that. I appreciate we are delivering enhanced education, but I'm very conscious we're not capturing all people at the moment. And I look to the therapists, I'm very conscious about them. I know we get requests from the health boards about certain modules and programs, and we know they've got to go across the border to access these bespoke modules of enhanced education. But we know, and it's coming down to the business aspect, that we're businesses, and we know some of these bespoke pockets of education around the UK do struggle to recruit year on year. So hence they can't run 1 year, they may have to delay an academic intake. And it'd be lovely if I could start developing new modules and programs to capture you all, but we can't, we're a business. And that's the important thing people need to understand. We got to manage income and income generation, as well as quality and output, etc. But when we get health boards asking for a module, and it's like, how many have you got? I've got 4. And then what's going to happen next year? Oh, we've got 2, and then it's going to end. We can't sustain a business, I'm afraid to say. And the other issue, and we've talked among earlier today, is accessing, where this education is, because we're delivering a lot of modules and programs, but it's a minefield out there to navigate our website, your website. So do we need to start raising the profile of that? And the last thing I'm going to say is around academic regulations. So looking at the new framework, it talked about stuff like credit transfer and APEL, which sounds lovely, but outside of the university it sounds lovely, but inside it's a nightmare. It's a minefield to navigate. So those are the challenges. And I just want to raise we do fight for the people who want to APEL, credit transfer, etc., but we're very bound by academic regulation. So in a nutshell, I would probably say we are delivering enhanced education at the moment, but we've got some way to go to develop it and enhance it, I'd say, as well. Yeah. I think, do we need to be more collaborative with health boards and HIW or commissioners in looking where we need to develop and pockets of what's needed? And I think we also need, as a collective, WAPEN, how we raise the profile of what we are delivering and what is out there for our intended audience. And now, I'm going to hand over to Anna for advanced practice. Thank you.
Thanks, John. So across Wales and within Wales, we have a number of well-established MSc Advanced Practice programmes, and their aim is to support you as clinicians in your educational development to enhance and advance your practice. There are a plethora of titles, I'm sure you're very much aware: MSc Advanced Clinical Practitioner, MSc Advanced Clinical Practice, MSc Advanced Practice in Healthcare, MSc Advanced Practice, across the universities in Wales. But these mirror and are benchmarked against and quality assured against other HEIs right across the UK. So enabling us to ensure that the currency of their content, but also that in working with local stakeholders, that we are meeting hopefully your current clinical needs, and that the programmes are at the tip of where they need to be in terms of expertise. The titles, as John mentioned, are generic, enabling the interdisciplinary education of some of you, which then brings a wealth of experience and expertise to those tables and to those sessions, the modules and the programmes. And then hopefully that transfers back to clinical practice and back to healthcare, expediting and making the most of clinical practice experience for those patients in your care. It also offers you the opportunity to network and to strengthen those clinical links. You know, when you have time away from clinical practice just to think, it's an unknown quantity these days, I fear. And all adds up then to the better patient experience and hopefully outcome. But it also raises, as John mentioned, the question of whether we need to consider and have the opportunity to develop more specific MSc Advanced Practice programmes. So, for example, London universities offer an MSc in Advanced Practice in ophthalmology. So is that something that we need to consider? The challenges are for us as HEIs is that we are businesses, and that therefore smaller numbers do or can restrict our ability to offer. However, not all is lost, and on a positive note, we at Cardiff University are looking at a more flexible learning route, so a more step-on, step-off route. So we know what it's like in clinical practice. You know, you enroll in a programme, it's marvellous. It's the start of something new, a new journey. And then, you decide to get married. So then you need a little bit of a break. And then, children come along, so you need another little bit of a break. And that extends your programme length. So what we're hoping to do is that we have that flexibility for you to step on and step off. But also when we're building those programmes, we're hoping to make the use of the broader university picture. So maybe to pick up on maybe some ophthalmology modules from Optom, or maybe some pharmacy modules from Pharmy, to maybe add to a bigger MSc Advanced Practice in whatever it will be, to enable practitioners to then maybe take a longer journey to achieve that MSc in Advanced Practice, but also to meet their clinical speciality needs and their requirements. But they're future challenges for us, but there's food for thought there. And we'd very much as WAPN appreciate your input into developing future programmes. So the universities then, we can offer standalone modules sort of at level 6 and level 7. And they're not undertaken as part of a programme, but they're individual modules to advance people's practice and your knowledge and understanding of a specific topic or area. Students then may find that they come along and do one module, find they've dipped their toe in the water and, they quite like this. So they might come back for more, and they might enrol on future programmes. And then that builds your knowledge, your sort of workforce ability in the background in the clinical practice area, and enable you to expand your services. It also offers you the opportunity as clinicians who also, as John mentioned, who already hold MScs, to come back and just learn about a specific topic or area. Learning never finishes. Every day's a school day as far as I'm concerned. And so if you come back and do a little module, it means that you're adding value to your clinical ability there. And CPD, major part of my role, is key to all of this. You don't have to do a whole module. You can come and do study days. Sometimes those are more beneficial than an entire programme for some individuals. And it's about networking and sharing good practice. So they are part of the sort of the flexible learning way that we need to be moving. I think, practice is changing. The way courses and programmes are funded is changing. So we need to be able to move this and be more proactive and more engaged with how clinical practice is shifting at the moment. So funnily enough, and I'm sure you won't be surprised, I'll come to assessment. It's a big part of my world. I think we've spent the last few months, haven't we, just marking. So if it's not OSCEs, it's another assignment that lands on the desk. But it is absolutely crucial to our work and to ensuring that there is quality assurance for the individuals that come onto programmes, that they have achieved a certain standard. And the portfolio is evidence and a key part of that. So the portfolio guidance launched today. They're supported by different e-portfolio platforms. So for example, Mars, we have PebblePad and My Progress. At the universities have different portfolios. Essentially, the platform doesn't really matter. It's about what goes into that portfolio and ensuring that those individuals can demonstrate their level of practice and how they're advancing that or enhancing it, or indeed consulting it at a consultant level. So the framework today, the launch of the framework today should enable individuals to do that. It offers you the 4 or 5 pillars to enable to embed your practice and to enable to demonstrate your development of your practice and assure that the quality care that you're delivering to a patient is of a certain standard. The other main method of assessment that we really like is an OSCE, an objective structured clinical examination. And John, I think, has been OSCE'd out over the last few weeks. As part of WAPN, we're looking at some research around OSCEs. So we will be launching this at the API conference on June the 23rd. It's free, folks. It's an online all-day conference. So please come along. We've got about 600 delegates, international delegates registered for it so far. Some big speakers, we've got Bev Harden, Debs Harding, some international speakers from Rotterdam. So please do have a little look at the API website. I'll leave some links later. But that OSCEs as an assessment is a key part of ensuring standardization and ability at one point in time of ability to maybe assess a patient and deliver care. And as John mentioned, we've got international links, and we've recently met with our Australian colleagues who are new to OSCEs, and we were able to then offer them some advice and guidance about how to undertake OSCEs, what they're looking for in terms of standardization of marking. And I guess just to close, it's just about ensuring that we are sharing our practice and the importance of creating a community of learners and learning. And that's where we can't do without the collaboration between clinicians, all of our stakeholders, and us as HEIs across Wales. And I guess the refresh of the enhanced, advanced and consultant practice framework has enabled us to maybe regroup as individuals and bring us all together. And hopefully it would be a huge success, as was the last one. Thank you.
Diolch, Anna. So much of what we've all been saying today really is we're all saying the same thing. So apologies if we're repeating myself here or repeating what others have said so far. So as with, oh, has that gone off? There we go. As with both the enhanced and advanced level of practice, this framework that we're launching today provides greater clarity for practitioners, employers and the public about probably the more relatively recent concept of consultant practice. I say recent, it's more general public are becoming more aware of it now than we were previously. So consultants level practice is an individual who can provide an expert professional opinion in an area of healthcare that is supported by extensive knowledge, experience and expertise, like you've heard from our speakers just now. This framework will also give us as HEIs, so higher education institutions, a fantastic opportunity to provide consistent approach to the education underpinning consultant level practice and enhanced and advanced. So what is the role of HEIs in this then? So historically, and we've heard this from more than one speaker this morning, but particularly we've seen it in nursing, we've seen many practitioners achieve a certain level of practice and expertise, and then having to move into management or education in order to progress their career. This has resulted in a significant loss of highly skilled people moving away from patient-facing services, which is a tragedy. So even though consultant posts were initially developed within nursing some time ago, other professions have since adopted that role and they've developed it further, and they've maybe taken it a bit further than nursing has. So for example, the RPS, the Royal Pharmaceutical Society, published their framework on how pharmacy professionals can develop to consultant level practice 10 years ago. So as HEIs, it's really important that we develop a robust educational programme that can fully support the development of consultant practitioners, so that these individuals can fulfil their potential in their patient-facing roles. We also need to ensure that they can flourish in those roles and provide them with the knowledge and skills to enable them to develop these innovative initiatives that we've heard about this morning that will significantly improve the service we provide to patients, so both at local and national level. So we've heard a little bit about what is the best way to do this. So there is no current consensus on the most appropriate academic route to support this level of practice. So is it a traditional PhD route or is it a Prof Doc? So a traditional PhD research topic is usually relatively fixed. A professional doctorate is intrinsically linked to the workplace and is therefore seen as applied research. So a Prof Doc can facilitate a consultant practitioner to make a significant contribution to professional practice within their clinical area and have a massive impact on the service to patients. So as HEIs, we need to consider how consultant level education will address all the 5 pillars, so the additional of strategy being with the consultant level practice. So these people, consultant level practitioners, will be influencing at a strategic level by integrating clinical education and research findings into practice to significantly improve service delivery. So knowledge and understanding of service planning and delivery is vital at this level of practice. So we as HEIs must ensure that any educational programme we offer addresses the knowledge and skills required to address this 5th pillar. Currently, there is no professional doctorate specific to advanced practice in Wales, but what an opportunity. So my colleagues here are currently part of a group that's performing a scoping review exploring the need for doctoral education within advanced practice. So as you've heard, we've got WAPEN here in Wales, and we're really, really fortunate where we've got all the HEIs involved in advanced and consultants level practice. And we meet every month to discuss issues surrounding advanced and consultant level practice and the issues that we face and the issues that you as practitioners face. Just a note, John, in the next meeting, can we look at having our meeting in Bali next? Worth a try, worth a try. So with the findings of the scoping review, we can ensure in Wales that we will work together to look at adopting a consistent approach to planning the delivery of a robust, innovative and evidence-based educational programme to fully support healthcare workers to achieve their potential at consultant level. So what we want, and what we all want, is more people like Robert, Sarah and Liz doing the exceptional work that they're doing, but hoping that we can make it a bit easier for them to get there. So I'll pass you back now to Anna.
So just to sort of draw it to a close, really, in our roles within HEIs, but also as part of APPI and as part of WAPEN and our very close links with the Scottish APPEN part of it, the SAPEN, we have been fortunate enough to work with them on numerous projects, and some of us within these committees work alongside what is now NHS England, was HEE and the Centre for Advanced Practice, CFAP. We've worked alongside NIPEC in Northern Ireland on their refresh of their advanced practice framework. Scotland have the NES, NHS Education Scotland. And so we have a breadth of understanding and knowledge of all of these different frameworks across the UK that puts us in a really sound position here in Wales to make some changes and to advance practice, enhanced practice and consultant practice and moving forward. This isn't a one-stop shop. This isn't a one-stop place. This is a forward-moving journey, if you like, for enhanced, advanced and consultant practice. And it is really important that we keep these networks going and that we keep these links going so that we do learn from others and enhance practice and advanced practice and the consultancy right across the UK. And I think that then should enable us through sharing, help our practitioners remain at the forefront of delivering a high quality care to the patient, to our patient populations. Thank you. Thank you. You're all wanting lunch now, aren't you? Yeah. Don't blame you.
Thank you very much. That's really interesting. I was just going to ask, you were saying about the different modules and what's available, and what is the best way, would you suggest, to influence sort of future modules that are available and programs?
I think probably if you get in touch with your local HEI, and then we can also bring that up then with HEIW to see, where there's the funding pots as well, that influences where all of the, the monies come from, and see what, as a local stakeholder, where you can come in would be probably start with your HEI, your program managers, and take it from there.
So via our sort of professional links, really, with the
yeah,
HEIs,
absolutely.
right?
Maybe there are professional heads within each of the universities that you can link with, because I think this is an interdisciplinary issue rather than maybe just nursing specific, and we need to know about these things.
Just to follow into that, Swansea Bay, Alison Clark, lead for therapies. She emails me constantly. Miranda and Lynn from Swansea and Howell there. We've got the established links there, so I'm the one-stop shop. They email me for every query from academia, so I try and signpost them or answer it. So yeah, it's building those relations.
Thank you. Yeah, in terms of influencing, I mean, quite rightly, HEIW is the commissioner, but we only hold a small budget in comparison to what's required by the whole of NHS Wales. So we've got that opening to reflect what service needs are for education at these different levels. But there's also, I think, and I'm sure it does happen, and forgive me if I'm stating the obvious, but it is your IMTPs and what you influence at that local level should be driving what then is asked for from our education providers, and I'm not sure that. And again, we're talking about the influence of clinicians here, and you will know better than I do whether or not that influence is happening at a service level, and does it need to be strengthened in some way in order that you get the kind of development for your staff that is required for patient care.
Hiya, you were talking about flexible learning and how people, learn better from shorter study days courses, that kind of thing. I'm just wondering if there's a future in sort of like work-based learning. So you talked about those specialities within ACP. So for example, at Velindre, we run short foundations and acute oncology courses. We've got nurse-led paracentesis service, which has got quite robust training and competency to it. Do you see a future where we can be accrediting those and sort of RPELing that into the programme? And I know there's been talk of sort of micro-credentialing before, and I was just wondering where you were on that.
Yeah.
you go first.
I think, yeah, I think it might be sometime in the future, Hannah, but definitely it is on the agenda. I think, you look at what's happened with NHSE and the Centre for Advanced Practice, and micro-credentials are in there. We're beginning to bring micro-credentials in at Cardiff University, so it is definitely the way forward. May take us a couple of years to get there, but bear with us, because I think it is important that all learning is recognised. So yeah, thank you. John.
As the interpretation of what work-based learning is, because we offer the MSc Enhanced and BSc Enhanced, which is very work-based learning. So the clinician works in their specific area, they identify, like I said, the learning needs, and they set about achieving it. So on the programme, you have a wealth of professionals from physios, OTs, nurses, paramedicine, on a programme looking at different aspects, and that's very much work-based learning, what I see it as. You may see it as something different, but that's my interpretation of what we do.
Yeah.